All right, so I know I went a little bit quickly on the part one, and if you have not watched it yet, you should watch part one first. But I'm going to slow down a little bit so that we can really talk about it when we actually go to graph this. So what I want you to notice is that the parent graph here is going to be the reciprocal function y is equal to 1 over x. Okay, and so then I can rewrite this by saying y is equal to 3 times 1 over x plus 6 and then minus 4. And then it looks a little bit more like my regular notation. So this 3 on the outside is talking about a vertical stretch. And so because 3 is greater than 0, we're going to say expanded vertically by a scale factor of 3. So we're going to go up 3 times faster than we normally would. And then do you see that being in the denominator is like being inside the parentheses? So we need to make sure that we figure out what value of x would make that 0. So essentially we're looking for that vertical asymptote. And so that's going to be when x is negative 6. So that's taking from my asymptote from being x equal to 0 over to x is equal to negative 6. So that means we're going to translate to the left 6 units. Okay. And then I have this negative 4 on the outside, so that means it's a vertical change. And so vertical is exactly what it looks like, and so that's going to be down 4 units. Okay, so the center of my asymptotes used to be at 0, 0. Now it's going to move to the left 6 units and down 1, 2, 3, 4 units. So this is going to be the new place where my asymptotes intersect. So I'm going to have an asymptote at x is equal to negative 6. And I'm going to have an asymptote at, let's do it this way, at y is equal to negative 4. Notice if I said let x get really, really big, this would go down to 0, and we would get y is equal to 0 minus 4. So it makes sense that my horizontal asymptote is at negative 4. So I have a vertical asymptote at x is equal to negative 6, and a horizontal asymptote at y is equal to negative 4. Okay. So now I'm going to do what I usually do, which is whatever I do to the right, I'm going to take the reciprocal, and then because we expanded vertically by a scale factor of 3, I'm going to multiply my height by 3. That's not a decimal, it's a multiplication. So to the right 1, the reciprocal of 1 would have gone up 1. And now I'm going to go up 3 times as fast, so I'm going to go up 3. So to the right 2 would have gone up a half, but if I take 3 times 1/2, I get 3 halves or 1.5. So to the right 2 would have been up a half, and now it's up 1.5. To the right 3 would have been up 1/3, but if I triple that, I get 1. So to the right 3 steps is up 1. Okay, and so then I can follow my asymptote, connect through those points, and then follow my asymptote again. So then on the left, when I go to the left 1, that means the reciprocal of negative 1 is negative 1. And if I multiply that by 3, that means I'm going to go down 3. So to the left 1, down 3. Then if I go to the left 2, the reciprocal would have been negative 1/2. The reciprocal of negative 2 is negative 1/2. But now when I multiply that by 3, I'm going to go down 3 halves or 1.5. And then to the left 3, the reciprocal of negative 3 is negative 1/3. And if I multiply that by 3, that means instead of going down 1/3, I'm going to go down 1. And then again, I'm going to follow my asymptotes without actually touching them. And so then what we can do is go to Desmos and verify that what we did was correct. All right, so here is the graph. I'll move it up just a little bit here. And so if I add in the asymptote, we said x is equal to negative 6 was our vertical asymptote, and that looks like it's in the right place. And we said y equal negative 4 was an asymptote, and that looks like it's in the right place. And let's see, they're counting by halves. So if we go to the right 1, we said that we would go up 3. So I go up 1, 2, 3. So notice that is 3 units above, and so on and so forth that way. And then to the left 1 here would be down, let's see, 1, 2, 3. And so we did get the same graph that they got. All right, so I would like you to take a moment to pause the video and see if you could answer for everything, the negative, the 4, the x minus 3, and then the plus 2. So take a moment to pause the video and then give this problem a try all on your own. So we're going to end up with y is equal to, and I'm going to move that 4 in the front. So we have negative 4 times 1 over x minus 3, and then plus 2 on the outside. So a negative on the outside is a vertical change. So remember, that's going to be across the x-axis. So it's going to be reflect with respect to the x-axis. And then this 4 was in the numerator or on the outside of the fraction, and that's greater than 1, ignoring the negative. We're just looking at the 4. So since 4 is greater than 1, that's going to be expanded vertically by a scale factor of 4. So again, vertically is exactly what it looks like. The x minus 3 is inside the denominator or inside the parentheses. So that means I need to take x minus 3 and set it equal to 0. And so that makes x equal to 3, which means that we're going to translate to the right 3. And then the 2 on the outside says vertically go up 2. So we love vertical because it is what it is. So then this also tells me where my vertical asymptote is. So my vertical asymptote is at x is equal to 3. And then my horizontal asymptote is my translation. So we went up 2. So my horizontal asymptote is now going to be at y is equal to 2. So from my normal connection at 0, 0, we're going to go to the right 3 and up 2. And this is now where my asymptotes are going to meet. So again, my vertical asymptote is at x is equal to 3, and my horizontal asymptote is at y is equal to 2, just like I predicted. Okay. And so we are going to start using the reciprocal. So remember, the parent graph is going to be the reciprocal function, y equals 1 over x. But we're going to reflect it across the x-axis, which means instead of being in the first and third quadrant, it's going to reflect and be in the second and fourth quadrant. And we're going to go up or down 4 times as fast. So from my center, I'm going to go to the right 1. So normally I would go up the reciprocal, which is up 1. But now it's saying go down, and instead of by 1, I'm going to go down by 4. So from here, I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4. And then to the right 2, the reciprocal of 2 would have been 1/2. But this says reflect it with respect to the x-axis. So instead of going up, I'm going to go down, and I'm going to go down 4 times as fast. So half of 4 gives me 2. So I'm going to go down 2. If I go to the right 3, the reciprocal of 3 is 1/3. But again, instead of going up 1/3, I'm going to go down 1/3 and 4 times as fast. So that's going to be 4/3. Or if I divide that, it's 1 and 1/3, which is about 1.3. So I'm going to go 1 and 1/3 right about here. Whoops, that's the wrong one. Right about here. So you're going to follow your asymptotes and connect those dots. Okay. And so then going the other direction to the left 1, the reciprocal of -1 would have told me to go down 1, but instead we're going to go in the opposite direction, because remember, my x steps to the right, I'm going to do the reciprocal, but instead of going up, I'm going to go down in this one, or I'm actually going to go in reverse, and then we're going to multiply it by 4, right? So to the left 1 would have gone down 1, now it's going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, meaning I'm taking the opposite direction. To the left 2 would have been down 1/2, but now it's going to be up and 2 because 4 times 1/2 is 2. To the left 3 would have been down 1/3, but now I'm going to go up 4 times as fast, which is 1 and 1/3. So we're going to follow along our asymptotes, connect to those dots, and then just make sure you're not driving away from the asymptotes and make sure that you're not touching the asymptotes. So let's check this work on Desmos. All right, so this is the graph that I got. So if I add in the asymptote at x is equal to 3, that black line looks like it goes right between those two sections and they're not going to touch. So that looks like a good prediction. And then we said a horizontal asymptote at y is equal to 3. Now something, ooh, I made a mistake. So it's always good to check it. So notice that can't work because I hit it right here. So what happened is, let's take it back to the paper and then we'll fix it. So I'm hoping that you were screaming at the screen because we said to go up to here, but then I said my asymptote is at y is equal to 3. So luckily I didn't do anything with that. So my asymptote should actually be at y is equal to 2. That is my horizontal asymptote, and luckily I did graph it at y is equal to 2 because I went to my translation for that new intersection point. So let's go back to Desmos and see if that fixes it. All right, so if I change my asymptote to y is equal to 2, now things look better. So I've got my vertical asymptote at x equals 3. I've got my horizontal asymptote at y equals 2. So this is the point 3, 2. And let's take an example. So one step to the right, we said instead of going up 1, we would go down 4. So let's take a look. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's correct. And to the left one, we said instead of going down 1, we're going to go up 4 times as fast. So to the left one from here, we go up 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so that's exactly where they said we would be. All right.